Alpha Pokemon, the gimmick Pokemon that was introduced in Pokemon Legends Arceus. What made this game extra fun is when you start to shiny hunt Alpha Pokemon. Shiny hunting these became so fun because they were more rare than just regular shinies. Even though I accidentally stumbled upon shiny Alpha Pokemon, or Shalphas, before when I played through this game, I never went above and beyond to hunt a desired Shalpha. So I challenged myself. What if I shiny hunted a Shalpha? Since I accidentally found Shalphas before, I thought this hunt would be so easy, but boy, I was wrong. This hunt turned out to be the most overodds hunt I've been a part of. When I was looking for the Shalpha Pokemon to hunt, I thought it would be fitting to hunt my new fave Pokemon that they introduced into this game, Hisuian Zorua. What made me want to hunt this particular Pokemon? Number one, this was one of the first shinies I found when I obtained my shiny charm in this game. Come on, shiny. I got a shiny Zorua! Number two, what actually made me fall in love with this Pokemon was the mini-series that Pokemon released on their YouTube channel called Hisuian Snow. It's a beautiful and touching story of a shiny Zorua that made me tear up a bit. If you haven't already, you should definitely check it out after this video because it deserves all of the awards. The best way to shiny hunt these was to find Zorua in massive mass outbreaks. If you don't know what massive mass outbreaks are, they were introduced in the Daybreak update of PLA, and they occur when multiple mass outbreaks happen in the same area during a rainstorm. When you enter the area, you have no idea what Pokemon is available as an outbreak. Each Pokemon, including IVs and shinies, are predetermined when you look at the map in Jubilee Village. You can see which outbreaks you have when you give the Munchlax Guava Berries, and you'll be able to see if your desired Pokemon is there. Just a quick hint, before giving the Munchlax Berries, save before. So if you don't get your desired Pokemon or have the desired outcome, you can recoup your berries and move on your merry way. To find Zoruas in MMOs, every single time I would load the map into Jubilee Village, I had to check each area that Zorua spawns, the Obsidian Fields and the Alabaster Icelands. Before starting this hunt, I had to perfect the Pokedex entry for Zorua. If a dex is perfected, it gives a small extra chance to roll a shiny. Thankfully, a lot of this was filled because I played this game a bit too much when it was first released. With this complete and my shiny charm on top of that, my odds were pretty decent, and I had a bit of a higher chance of finding the shiny alpha pretty quickly. The first few days, I didn't get any Zorua outbreaks. I kept resetting, re-rolling, and I got absolutely no Zorua outbreaks in the Icelands or the Fieldlands. But by day 4, thankfully, I got my first outbreak. The hunt finally begins. On day 5, I ended up finding my first 2 shinies, on one shiny Buneri and one shiny Pachirisu. Phasing on these 2 cute little guys gave me a wave of mixed emotions because they were cute and I loved finding them. But I was a bit disappointed since the RNG would not just give me a simple, shiny, regular Zorua. Finally, after 785 encounters, one shiny Zorua appeared. Yes, it was just regular, but it was a step in the right direction. Since I perfected the dex and had the shiny charm, that rate was 1 in 216. So I was already almost 3 times over just a regular shiny Zorua rate. Things were not looking good so far. Also on this day, I phased on a shiny Weasel. On day 9, I found my second shiny Zorua. My odds were finally starting to improve. It was a regular shiny, but it was still a shiny. On day 10 of this hunt, I decided to stream it to show my community what I've been up to and what I was shiny hunting. Thankfully, for the content and Arceus on my side, I found another shiny Zorua live. Wait! Shiny Zorua! It's not Shalpha. It's not a Shalpha. Well, we got a shiny everywhere. It was nice that I was finally collecting an army of shiny Zorua because it was actually a secret dream of mine that I never shared with anyone, but I felt like Arceus actually listened to my prayers. While I was talking to my chat, a few people asked me if I was doing the permutation method. I asked my chat to explain because I've heard of this method before, but I must have forgotten about it. I was so lost and I needed a refresher, so I decided to do my own research offline. But I'll try to explain this method in my own terms. If you look at your map in Jubilee Village, the outbreaks in the Pokemon are predetermined already. This includes IVs and shinies. For example, if I see an outbreak in the Icelands, I will go there, save before giving the Munchlax any berries. Then I will see if any Zoruas have a circle with a ring around it. If it does, that means there's going to be a second horde. The second horde has a chance of being Zoroark, Alpha Zoroark, or Alpha Zorua. After I catch everything in the first horde, I usually hold my breath and hope that there will be a Alpha Zorua's second wave. If it is Alpha Zorua, I would catch everything like normal and hope one of them is shiny. If not, I would restart. Now remember when I said the Pokemon are predetermined when you load the map in Jubilee Village? Well, that's kind of true. If I load back into the Icelands, go to that same Zorua outbreak, do a combination of catching and battling, the second wave of Pokemon will still be Alpha Zorua. But they're actually all different because I was able to manipulate the outbreak in the first wave by catching and battling in different orders to get completely new and unique Alpha Zoruas in the second outbreak with new IVs and a chance of one of them being a shiny. Now I heard of this method before, but it's been so long since I shiny hunted in PLA and I forgot about it until two lovely friends pointed it out. So after learning this method and researching it, now I was on the hunt to find an outbreak that offered me a second wave. Every time a second wave would come up, I would hold my breath when this message popped up. And then I was quickly disappointed because I kept finding second waves of Zoroark and Alpha Zoroark. Because of this method, I even found a shiny Zoroark during these outbreaks. And it was the most conflicting feeling ever because yes, it's a shiny, it's a beautiful shiny, but it wasn't my target and I was disappointed. A few days later, while shiny hunting this, I got my first try at manipulating this outbreak. I was able to find a second wave of Alpha Zorua. And while I was really excited to try it, I actually struggled a lot because the combination of catching and battling really threw me off and I was not used to it. Being that this was my first time and I found an older source about this permutation method, I made the mistake and thought there was only 10 different combinations for a second wave. I will tell you, I was very wrong and I actually wasted an Alpha Zorua outbreak that there could have been a shiny. If you go to the link that's in the description and you scroll down, you'll see that there could be sometimes 50 to 100 different possible permutations that could spawn. I was new and didn't understand this method fully, so I messed up. Don't be like me and follow this guide to a T if you're looking for a Shalpha. While I was super disappointed in myself and frustrated at this entire hunt, I knew that it was a learning experience and when I found my second wave, I would be prepared. While I was looking for the second wave, I actually started to add more and more shiny Zorua to my collection. And to be honest, I felt like a bit of a tease because Hisuian Zoruas are known to be spiteful Pokemon. So was it starting to become spiteful that I didn't want this particular shiny? So they were bullying me? It makes sense, but I was still determined to find a Shalpha. Well, Arceus must have been listening because when I was live one day, this happened. I was really excited. And while my chat was watching me struggle, while doing this, I was trying to find all the ways to have the Zoruas not see me. I also found a really fun shiny that technically wasn't in this game, but it was in another Pokemon game. Then it was starting to get late and I decided to continue this hunt offline. While I was approaching 30 permutations, this happened. After almost 2 months of hunting this on and off and going very over odds, I finally found shiny Alpha Zorua. He's here and he's beautiful. Now, here's some stats. I had 172 outbreaks. I saw 1,328 Zoruas. I saw 301 Zoroarks. I found 12 shinies. I got 5 shiny Zoruas, and I got 1 shiny Zoroark. Even though I went very over odds and this hunt was a roller coaster, you might be asking, Colleen, will you ever do a Shalpha hunt again in PLA? Yes, I would. I might just need a bit of a break from Shalpha hunting, but I do have one particular Shalpha in mind. Have you ever tried the permutation method? What was the best Shalpha you have ever found, whether you were using the permutation method or just randomly in the wild? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up for me. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you love Pokemon or love shiny hunting Pokemon, hit that subscribe button. I will be making more videos about that on this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it.